Hey everyone, welcome to the year of 2018. I want to start it off this one with a quick explanation how the 50% rule works. A lot of people are looking into investment properties, and a lot of my clients ask me, how do I analyze property to minimize the risk? And that's the biggest thing you want to do before you make it a big investment, especially ones that deal with homes. So the 50% rule essentially makes sure that you are planning for the future, treating it like a business, and minimizing your risks by making sure that you have enough money in the savings for when things can go wrong. So I'm going to make easy numbers for us to be able to analyze it real quick. But let's say you had a duplex that your monthly income from that duplex, from rental income, is $2,000 a month. So you take that $2,000 a month and you multiply it by 50% or 0.5, and you get left over $1,000 a month. Now, from that $1,000 a month, you subtract your P&I. That's your actual principal and interest payment. You don't calculate your insurance or taxes, and I'll explain in a second. So your whatever that's left over. So let's say your P&I is $800 a month. You would subtract $1,000 or $800 from $1,000, which will give you $200 left over. Now you divide that number by how many doors there are, or how many units there are. So if it's a single family detached home, that's it. You would get $200 a month. But since it's a duplex in this scenario, you're going to actually divide it by 2. That leaves you with $100 per month per door. Now, for investors, that's a good starting point. $100 per door per month is actually pretty good. Anything higher than that, it's a better benefit or even a better deal for you. Now, the reason why we take half that income and split it and essentially take that away from the equation is because that's what your expenses are going to be. Taxes, insurance, vacancy rates, water heater repairs, whatever it may be, AC unit repairs, whatever the issues are with the property, it's going to put you in a pretty safe area where you're going to minimize the amount of risk you are in losing money for that year. And a lot of times people will ask me, or will tell me when I start talking about investment properties, that they have this friend and they had to evict someone and there's issues and stuff kept breaking down and they just didn't treat it properly. And that's all true. But the reason why they're failing and the reason why they're not making money in this is because when they get that paycheck every week or every month, in terms of a rental payment, they're taking that money and they're spending it all. So if their payment is $1,200 a month, they're taking that $800 and they're spending it. Well, they're not planning for vacancy rates. They're not planning for things that do go wrong with rental properties. And the start of any business is a budget and a budget plan, and making sure that you're going to be on track to stay in the green or the black, which are good, and stay away from the red, which is bad. You want to net money each year off your property, not lose money. So you need to plan for those things so that way when they do come up, you have money in a savings account ready to go, easily to access, and you're not scrambling out of your personal paycheck to make those repairs. So that 50%, that in this scenario, that $1,000 is going towards those expenses, and whatever is left over goes into the savings account. So there's kind of 3 different balances that are going to happen. The first one is that whatever's left over. So in that case, it was $200, $100 per door per month. That's for you to spend. That's your money. Do whatever you want with it. Go out to dinner, whatever it may be. Whatever is left over after taxes and insurance on that portion of the payment, that goes into a savings account. That savings account eventually, if everything goes right and you don't have any major issues with the property, will hit a pretty significant number pretty quickly. Treat it as a business. Take that money and then roll into a new investment. Don't go out there and buy a new car. Don't go out there and do something crazy with it. That's your next investment for it. Ideally, you're going to have 3 or 4 properties pretty quickly, and you're just going to keep rolling all those savings accounts for when things go wrong into another house, and then you build up the savings accounts again, leaving a certain amount to alleviate risk. But eventually you'll reach a point where it caps out, let's say 20 grand or something like that, and you're not going to have a 20 grand repair unless the whole building burned down. In that case, you're going to go to the insurance anyway. So the only exception to that rule, and you need to make sure that if there's ever a chance you do use property management, that you add it to it, and that's called the 60% rule. property management companies take anywhere between 8 to 10% of your monthly income off that rental property. So you want to make sure you plan for that too. So if you're looking at, forgive me my math here, but instead of taking 50% off and using that for expenses, now you're using 60. So if you're using a property management company, you need to find an investment property that brings in, a considerable more amount of money to alleviate that 10% there. But I'm back at the office. If you have any questions, put it in the comments below. I know it's a lot of information. Rewatch the video if you need to, pen and paper. And if you want it spelled out on like a PDF, or if you want me to post something, let me know. I do have a PDF or a Word document. I can send it to you. It kind of takes that example and breaks it down with all the steps. But anyways, have a great day. David Caraccio. See you next time.